श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजैव गुरोगिणां निधे सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मकं वन्दे जगदादं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मणदेवासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. Previously, we were looking at Krishna returning to Upapalavya and him narrating all the events to Yudhishthira and rest of the Pandavas. He was narrating what Dhritarashtra told Duryodhana, and Dhritarashtra was explaining how Pratipa's sons, the kingdom was handed over from Pratipa. Right? He had 3 children: Devapi, Balika, and Shantanu. Devapi was supposed to become king, but Brahmanas objected him becoming a king because he had a skin condition. And then he went to forest for penance, and then Balika went to his maternal uncle, and then Shantanu, with Balika's permission, became the king. Right? So Dhritarashtra was explaining that, and he says that similarly, even though I am the eldest of Vichitravirya's sons, among Vichitravirya's sons, because of defective limb, I was excluded from the kingdom by intelligent Pandu. No doubt, after much reflection. So this again shows what Dhritarashtra was thinking about what happened to him. Right? Even though it is as per the Shastras, where a king with defective limb cannot become a king, he feels like intelligent Pandu. Pandu used his intelligence to make sure that Dhritarashtra is excluded from the kingdom. But he also says that after much reflection, Pandu must have done this. So even though he's not happy, he says that Pandu must have done this. So that's why Pandu became the king. And after his death, that kingdom must pass to his sons. So when I could not become the king, how can you, my son, become the have obtained this kingdom? So he says that you are not a son of a king, and that's why you cannot have this right to this kingdom. So similarly, so it is desiring to take another's property. That's what you are trying to do. Yudhishthira is the son of a king, and kingdom is lawfully his own. So that's what Dhritarashtra tells him. And then he also says that Yudhishthira is devoted to truth. He is clear in his perception. He is obedient to counsels of his friends, honest, loved by his people, and is kind to all the well-wishers, and is master of controlling his passions. He is the chastiser of all that are not good. Forgiveness, renunciation, self-control, knowledge of Shastras, mercy to all the creatures, and competence to rule according to the dictates of Dharma. All this exists in Yudhishthira. And you are not a king's son, but you always sinfully inclined towards your relatives. So that's why you cannot become the king. So that's what Dhritarashtra tells Duryodhana. So Krishna narrates that even though thus addressed by Bhishma, Drona, Vidura, Gandhari, Dhritarashtra, and everybody, Duryodhana did not listen, and he left the assembly with anger. He left that place, and kings invited by him also left that place. Then King Duryodhana repeatedly ordered everybody, all the rulers, saying that today we will, in this Pusha Nakshatra, we will make journey to Kurukshetra. So impelled by that fate, So he is going to go to that with Bhishma as his commander. He is with 11 Akshonis of Sainya army with him. He is heading towards Kurukshetra now. So at that army, Bhishma is at the front. And Krishna also says that I have told everything that happened in Hastinapura, what was said by Bhishma, Drona, Vidura, Gandhari, Dhritarashtra. Everything happened in my presence. Also, the arts of conciliation, having expressing brotherly feelings and things like that. I tried. I also tried to produce dissensions among the kings and people assembled there. I used various superhuman, terrible forms, displayed those things to scare them. I tried to terrifying Karna. I tried. I censored Shakuni and other Dhritarashtra's sons. I tried everything to create dissensions among them, but that also did not work. And then again, I tried the means of using the gift as a means to kind of make this peaceful. I told him that Pandavas only want 5 villages and nothing more. So give up those 5 villages and rest all you can have. That also it did not work. So that's why I do not see any other option rather than chastisement. So punishing him is the only option. That's the only thing I can see. So that's why you should we should march to. All the kings have already marched to Kurukshetra. So I have told you everything. So they will not give you the kingdom. So that's why death is waiting before them. They have all become the cause of this universal destructions. So hearing all that from Krishna, Yudhishthira turned to his brothers and said, "You have heard everything that happened in that assembly. You have also understood what Krishna is saying. So that's why prepare the troops and everything. And 7 Akshoini's troops have assembled for our victory, and we should name leaders among ourselves like Drupada, Virata, Drishtadyumna, Shakandi, Satyaki, Chekidana, and Bhima. All these being become the leaders of the troops, and they will lead. They all conversant with Vedas, what should be done in a battlefield, what should not be done, what is the right way, and all those things. They know everything. They are of great bravery and practice excellent vows. They have modesty. They are conversant with all the policies and rules and everything. They also accomplished in warfare. So they're well skilled in arrows and weapons. All of them are competent to use every kind of weapon. So then Yudhishthira asked Sahadeva, asking him, who among our leaders should be commander of our army who can withstand Bhishma on the other side? Sahadeva says that Virata is the right one because he is conversant with every virtue and he is skilled in weapons, he is irresistible in battlefield, and he also sympathized with in our distress and he has a great strength. So he should be there. He should be our commander. After Sahadeva, Nakula proposes Drupada. And again, Drupada, having studied everything from Bharadwaja, he is equally devoted to truth and he challenges Drona and he is capable of challenging Bhishma. He again comes from a famous royal house and is famous leader among our people here, and he, in consequence of uh, his sons and grandsons surrounding him, he is indestructible, and uh, he conducted a severe penance for destruction of Drona as well, and that Drupada should become our leader. Then Arjuna speaks. Okay, so Arjuna says that the person who came out of the sacrificial fire and with sword and with armor and everything, mounted on a chariot, came from that person who is having a voice like a lion's roar, that person handsome and is very good looking and is very well capable, strong, brave, and his weapons nobody can withstand. That Drishtadyumna who has his passions under control, is born for the destruction of Drona, he is the right one. So Arjuna suggests Drishtadyumna should be the leader. And again, he says that Drishtadyumna is capable of withstanding Bhishma's arrows, and he is again very well skilled in warfare and everything, is conversant with all the modes of warfare, and he is his our weapons nobody can withstand. So Bhima then suggests Shikandini as the leader for the commander for the army. Again, he says that with him, we will be. He is aware of all the uh, weapons and everything, celestial weapons and everything. That Shikandini should be the lead commander. So then Yudhishthira again says suggests that Krishna should be the commander, because in Krishna everything rests in Krishna. He is the one who can guide us. He is the root of success or defeat or everything. It all depends on him. And our lives, kingdoms, our prosperity, adversity, happiness, misery, everything is given by him. And he is the one who is the ordainer, and he is the creator. And everything is established in him, and all our desires are in him. So that's why he should. Hearing all this, Krishna suggests, looking at Arjuna, he says that approving Arjuna's suggestion that Drishtadyumna should be the uh, the king, the commander, and he says that I tried everything to avoid this war. For I made a lot of effort to prevent this battlefield to bring peace, but we have been freed from the debt that people will speak that Yudhishthira went on a war with his father, like Dhritarashtra, and his brothers and things like that. They will not find fault in you. Now, as suggested, Drishtadyumna is the right one, and because he with with all the others assembled here, he is the right one to come. So then, hearing when Krishna said that, all the people assembled there cheered up, and all of them, with Yudhishthira's approval, they all started preparing for that battle and journey towards Kurukshetra. So in that journey, Bhima was at front, with him Nakula Sahadeva, and then Abhimanyu was there with 5 sons of Draupadi. Drishtadyumna was there, and then Prabhakaras and Panchalas. So again, you will hear these tribes of Panchala kingdom, right? So Prabhakaras, Somakas, or you might hear again Panchalas as a collective group and things like that. So you will hear them. So they all behind Bhima, they all joined, and then Yudhishthira was followed and taking again with him cars and other vehicles that's needed for the battlefield. So, like for example, food for everybody, and all the other things required for their survival there, the tents, the carriages, draught cattles, the cash chests, machines and weapons and surgeons, physicians, all these things, and attendants and camp follows and everything that's needed to survive that battle for so many people, and not just people, horses, elephants, and everything that's going to that battlefield, right? So all that need to be looked after and everything. So all of them followed Yudhishthira, and Draupadi with all the other ladies, they remained in Upaplavya. Okay, so you normally see in Mahabharata, in some of the modern day versions of Mahabharata, or the TV versions or the serials and things like that, we see that Draupadi was also in the battlefield. Okay, she was waiting for Dushasana to be killed and Duryodhana to be killed and things like that. But here in Udhyoga Parva, it clearly states that Draupadi, with other ladies of the house, she remained in Vaplavya. She did not travel to Kurukshetra. Okay, so she remained there, and then again, all the Pandavas, having made dana to brahmanas and getting their blessings and everything, they started their journey. The prince of Drishtaketu joined them, and then king of Kashi, Srinimad, Vasudhana, Shikandi, Virata, and Drishtadyumna, Susharman, Kunti Bojad, and Drishtadyumna's sons. All these joined, and again with the Anadrishti, Chekidana, Drishtaketu, Satyaki, all of them surround with Arjuna and Krishna. They made their journey towards uh, Kurukshetra. And reaching that battlefield, Kurukshetra, Krishna and Arjuna blew their conch shells. So again, hearing that Panchajanya blown by Krishna, entire uh, place started shaking, and in that lightning and all the other things, everything started coming from because of that sound. Yudhishthira then made sure that entire camp is set up, tents and all those things that set up in a place where there is abundant grass and fuel and everything that they needed for their stay in that battlefield. Again, they avoided cemeteries, temples, compounds with deities, and rishis, ashramas, shrines, and other sacred plots and things like that. They avoided all those things, and then they set up a delightful camp in a delightful, fertile, open, sacred part of the plain, and in that, on the banks of river Hiranvati, they set up, which flows through Kurukshetra, they set up their camp there. And Drishtadyumna, uh, Satyaki, uh, they went around that place just making sure that everything is right. And they, Krishna made sure that a moat was excavated around the camp for the protection to make sure that the enemies do not just rush into their camp. And again, the tents and everything that was all the rules that's required for preparing the stone tents were observed by the Pandavas, and Krishna himself again made sure that the everything is set up correctly, and those tents again had all the things that needed for all the warriors that joined in that Kurukshetra battlefield. So Yudhishthira also made sure that each pavilion, each tent, each place had large quantities of bowstrings, bows, coats, covering armor, weapons, honey, ghee, powdered lac, water, and food for cattle. All those things, heavy machining, long shafts, lances, battle axes, bow staffs, breastplates, uh, quivers, and everything else that's needed in the battlefield, not just to fight, but also to survive and to look after the injured and everything. So he made sure that everything is in place. So listening to this, Janamejaya asks Vaishampayana, saying that hearing that Yudhishthira has marched towards Kurukshetra, what did Duryodhana do? And what happened in that Kurujangala? What did they do? Tell me all those things. Then Vaishampayana continues on the other side of the story. He says that when Krishna departed Kurukot and he left Hastinapura, Duryodhana, addressing Karna, Dushyasana, Shakuni, said that Keshava has gone to Pandavas and he came here. He went back in anger. Surely he will stimulate Pandavas for this battlefield. A battle is something between myself and Pandavas is always desired by Keshava. He came here just for the sake of peace negotiations. He came that as, but he always wanted this battlefield. And Arjuna, Bhima also, they want always eager for the battlefield. Yudhishthira again, under the influence of Bhima, he will agree to battlefield. And Drupada, Virata, all those things, they always look for battle with us. So the battle definitely will happen. That's why. So that's why stopping all, casting off all your laziness and everything, prepare for this battle. Okay, and he asks them to prepare for the battle. Again, he also asks the similar things. Find a place where there is enough water, fuel, and all those things for the people, and enemy may not come near that place. And also he asked the road to that Kurukshetra from Hastinapura be made level so that all these things can be transported there. And we will start our march tomorrow. So they effectively they started the day after Krishna left Hastinapura, they started their march. So hearing that, everybody said okay, and the next morning all of them started rose up early and then prepared themselves with all the costly garments and robes and garlands and everything else, perfumes, fragrance, and everything, applied all those things, and then they prepared themselves for that journey. And elephants, horses, chariots, everything, all that prepared. Duryodhana again was very happy with his preparations and everything that's going there. The Hastinapura looked like it's a festival going on with all those people with drums, kettles, everything. That's all the people, all the preparations that's happening. It looked like a festival that's going on there. Again, uh, here Yudhishthira once again asks Krishna, saying that how Duryodhana act like this? How can he do like this? By acting in what way we make still keep a track of the our duty, and how can we do what are our options? Tell me what is good for us. And again, Krishna, listening to this, he says that uh, you whatever you are asking again is aligning with dharma and artha. So that's why uh, thing again, Duryodhana always went in the form of decide and uh, it wicked means. So he always transgresses everybody. He wishes to earn virtue. Uh, he does not wish to earn virtue or fame. So that's why he's like that. So Duryodhana is wicked, supported by again Shakuni, Karna, Dushasana. They all support him, except Vidura. Everybody is there behind him. So even Bhishma and Drona, they also said nothing on this topic, so they also did not stop him. So that's why they, as we could not we cannot make peace with such a Duryodhana by abandoning what's ours. Okay, what's yours, abandoning that, you cannot make peace with him. That's why this is what that's what is what going to happen. And Yudhishthira seeing this again, he asks everyone to prepare for that battle. Yudhishthira looking at everything that's going to happen, he addresses Bhima and Arjuna. He says that for whatever the sake, we accepted the exile. What I wanted to avoid this battle long time for a long time, and because of that, I accepted the exile to the forest. As we spent time there, we took all the difficulties and everything. Still, we we are here. On the other hand, it's definitely going to happen now. So what can we do? So again, hearing this, Arjuna says that you Arjuna consoles him, and he also Arjuna says that you have certainly understood all the words spoken by Kunti and Vidura. Again, that what Krishna has told us. So it is certain that Vidura or Kunti will not say something that is sinful. So that's why we cannot withdraw without engaging in battle. And hearing again Arjuna, Krishna says that it is what it is as Arjuna said. You cannot withdraw from this battle because you cannot give up on this. So after a night has passed like that, Duryodhana prepares his 11 Akshonis of troops, arranging all the men and chariots, elephants, horses, and everything into three classes: superior, middle, inferior. And he distributed among his division by placing them in the front, center, and rear of the ranks. So again, superior ones in the front, and so they can defend, and then as we go back, it hits the weaker ones that's remaining. And again, all the things that needed were preparations for the battlefield were taken up. Okay, the large quivers were loaded on those chariots. tiger skins and other stiff leather envelopes, so just so that they can cover their fingers and everything for the casing and things like that. So, and for the sides of the car chariots, for that those skins were done, and then barbed javelins, arrows borne with back of horses, elephants, carrying those arrows, and again long-handled spears of iron and missiles. The arrows on back of foot soldiers with heavy clubs of woods, with flagstaffs, banners, and all those things. So everything, including things like, so the interesting things we see here: wax, uh, uh, they had oil, they had ghee, and various other things. Again, that's again to make sure that if they are firing arrows with uh, fire in them, then things like that, the inflammable arrows, then they need all those things as well. So they're carrying all those things. So with all this loaded, they again loaded the uh, all the other things needed for their survival as well, like food and other things. With that, they started their journey. So again, uh, they with so much load carrying for the 11 Akshoni, it looks like all of them carrying that to Kurukshetra. It looked great, and it looked like some of these items look like they are carrying mountains from one place to another place. Again, each chariot they assigned 10 elephants, and to each elephant 10 horses. So that means 100 horses there, and each horse 10 foot soldiers were assigned as protectors, and large troops were kept in reserve for rallying the ranks. So if something is broken, one group of troops were attacked and destroyed by the enemy, then the other would come and reserves will come and take place of that. So like that, they had each of that 50 elephants again tagged. So that resource consisted of 50 elephants like that. Again, 500 chariots and same number of elephants, and uh, they made up of a group called Sena. A Sena, 10 Senas became Pritana, group called Pritana, and 10 Pritanas Vahini. And then sometimes these Pritana, Vahini, all these words, Chamu, Akshoini, all these things were used the same. That means large number of groups of these army. Again, we looked at those numbers in Adi Parva in detail. So between the two sides, Duryodhana and Pandavas, there were a total 18 Akshoinis of army, and Pandavas had 7 and Kauravas had 10 Akshoinis. And sorry, 11 Akshoinis. So again, the groups like Sena, Pritana, Vahini, Patti, Gulma, Senamaka, Gana, all these of different groupings of that army, okay, depending on the number and strength. So they were grouped and like that. So again, you can look back in Adipurva where the definitions were even more clear, where Sutta explains all these things. So then for those 11 Akshoinis, Duryodhana selects the leaders for that as Kripa, Drona, Shalya, Jayadratha, Sudakshina, who is the ruler of Kamboja, and then Kritavarma, Ashwatthama, Karna, Bhurishrava, Shakuni, and Baliga. These became the leaders of 11 Akshoinis. Okay, so 11 each carrying one Akshoni army under them. They became the leaders of them. And again, he, accompanied by all the kings and everything, he addressed Bhishma, saying, "Without a commander, even mighty army cannot win. So that's why we need a commander, and it is hired by us previously that at one time Brahmanas rising their Brahmanas with Shudras and Vaishyas, they came to attack Kshatriyas of Halayudha race, Halayudha clan. And in the battlefield, Brahmanas, Vaishyas, Shudras, even though they were in large numbers, they were losing that battle. And then one of the Brahmana inquired the Kshatriyas, what is the secret? Why, how you are battling, even though smaller number, you are winning. And the Kshatriya, because it was asked by a Brahmana, he told him uh, that in the battle, we obey orders of one person who has great intelligence. But among you, Brahmanas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, you do not have one leader. You all go on as per what you think individuals understanding, and that's why you are not winning. So, listening to this, Brahmanas then appointed one commander among them, and through that, they succeeded in defeating the Kshatriya. So, Duryodhana says this to Bhishma, and then says that that's why people always win their enemies in the battle who appoint a skilled, brave, and sinless commander observing the good of the forces under him. So again, that's why you are like Shukra himself in Shastras and knowledge, and you are incapable of being killed because you have that boon from your father. And that's why you become our commander. So Duryodhana's idea here is because nobody can kill Bhishma, if he becomes the commander, that means his army is protected. So his army will never lose. So with that in mind, he asks uh, uh, Arjuna, Bhishma to become his commander. He says that like Kubera among the Yakshas, Indra among the Devatas, and Meru among the mountains, Garuda among the birds, Kumara, that is Skanda among the Devatas, Habivana and Havivaha among Vasus, you are among ourselves. So just like them, you like Skanda leading Devata's army as a commander, you become the commander for us. So listen to this. Bhishma says that just as you are dear to me, similarly Pandavas are also very dear to me, and therefore I should certainly seek their good as well. So in this battle, I will wish them as well, just like I wish your victories. And similarly, there is nobody is equal to me on this earth except Arjuna. Okay, so that's why I that Arjuna, uh, but because of the uh, uh, relationship and the bond I have with Arjuna, Arjuna will never fight with me openly. Okay, he will not fight one to one in a battle with me. With the power of my weapons, I can destroy the entire universe with Devatas, Asuras, Rakshasas, everything. The sons of Pandu, however, they cannot be exterminated by me. So that's why every day, as long as I stay in the battlefield, I will kill 10,000 warriors on Pandava's side. So as long as I'm in the battlefield, I will do that. Again, there is another thing, understanding which I may willingly become commander of yourself, so which you should know. As long as I am there, Karna should either Karna should fight first or I will fight. So he says that if Karna is fighting, then I will stay back until till he finishes his fight and he loses his battle and he dies. Okay, or he wins for you. So or I will fight. So hearing this, Karna says that as long as Bhishma lives, I will not fight in this battle, in this war. So after Bhishma is killed, I will fight Arjuna. So again here, Karna in front of Duryodhana just now hope that Bhishma is going to survive and is going to win this battle. Karna just says that after Bhishma is killed, I will come and fight Arjuna. Okay, so that means he is telling in front of everybody that Bhishma is going to be killed. So Karna, by this, Karna withdraws himself from the battlefield till uh, Bhishma is there as the commander. Bhishma is fighting. So after this, Arjuna, Duryodhana made sure that Bhishma as the commander duly informed him, and once he's done that, he blew his conch shells. All of them blew their conch shells and all the musical instruments they had. Hearing this, immediately all the ill omens started. Bloody shower fell on the and it all the foxes, jackals, everything started screaming and things like that. All the ill omens started. Uh, coming, they start observing all those things. And then after making Bhishma as their commander, they made again gift to Brahmanas and take the blessings of the Brahmanas. And then with Bhishma at the front, and with all his brother, Duryodhana marched to Kurukshetra. So Duryodhana, again, Janamej listening to this, he says, asks Vaishampana again, when Yudhishthira heard that Bhishma is the commander on the other side, what did he do? What uh, did he told? What did he tell to Bhima and Arjuna? What did he tell to other warriors on his side? And what did he say to Krishna? So Vaishampana continues the story. He narrates that Yudhishthira, when he learned that Bhishma became the commander on the other side, he informed everybody in a mild voice that prepare yourself, remain carefully, again, casing yourself in armor and mail, making sure that you are fully protected. And your first encounter is going to be with Bhishma because he is at the front. So we all have to fight our grandsire first time. So that's why it is good to have 7 leaders for the 7 Akshonis on our troops. And Krishna agrees with him. Whatever he said is right, because Bhishma is going to be the first one, and we all should be prepared for that. So you name 7 people for this. And with that, they name for the 7 Akshonis on the Pandava side, Drupada, Virata, Satyaki, Drishtadyumna, Drishtaketu, Shikandi, and Sahadeva, who is the ruler of Magadhas, as their leaders for those 7 Akshonis, and also Drishtadyumna as the commander, and with Arjuna as the leader of all the army. So made as Arjuna as the leader, and Krishna again, who was chosen to guide Arjuna in this battlefield. So like this, they start their they make their appointments, and at that time, to that Pandava camp, Balarama arrives. He comes there with Akrura, Gada, Shamba, Uddhava, Pradyumna, Ahuka's sons, and Charudeshna, and many others. He comes there. He comes, and after he arriving, he was welcomed by Yudhishthira and all the rest of the Pandavas. Krishna and all the other kings assembled there. They welcome him and offer him all the usual welcoming upacharas and service and whatever that needs to happen. And Balarama, again saluting to Virata and Drupada, he takes seat same as Yudhishthira's seat. So sits along with Yudhishthira, and then he, looking at Krishna, he starts saying that this battle, fierce and terrible slaughter is going to happen in this battlefield. I always told Krishna, both are equal to us. Let's not get into this brotherly battle. But he did not listen to me. So he did not listen. Even looking at again, Arjuna, he has set his heart on supporting Arjuna. So that's why he has devoted himself in this. He has engaged himself in the battlefield. Even this is what I think is where victory of Pandavas is definitely going to happen, because that's Krishna's wish. So, but as far as myself, I cannot put my word. I cannot go in a battle where Krishna is not there. But again, it is for this. But also, I don't want to have a battle. Engage in a battle with Duryodhana, because Duryodhana is also my student and my disciple, along with Bhima, both learned Gada from me. So that's why it is for this. Whatever Krishna wants to achieve, he will achieve, but I will go to Tirtha Yatra, and I will go to Saraswati river for for my Tirtha Yatra, I will go to the Saraswati banks and I will take same equal view on both these two parties. Saying this, Balarama leaves that camp and he leaves for the Tirtha Yatra. So Balarama comes and he leaves for the Tirtha Yatra. So we will stop there and we will see what happens the next time.